What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast. What's up, everybody? Phil Rogacki here with the Two Tree Guy Podcast. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. If this is the first time you guys have ever listened to this show, it's for you. It's for the people. This ain't my show. This ain't Joe's show or Mike's show or Jared's show. This is for you. This is your guys' show. We bring information to you guys from safety talks to gear talks to training talks. You get to hear the story of other industry badasses, hearing their ups, their downs, their ins and outs, things they've learned, their trials and tribulations, and hearing their story. We like to bring that to you guys because this is how our industry gets better. This is how we grow, is by sharing this information. And we don't get paid for this, but there's a fee to the show, and that fee is to share it. If you like something, if you got something out of this, all we ask is for you to share it on your social media, on your page, tag someone, send somebody. This is how it grows. The more listeners we get, the more people coming on the show, we're able to do more of this for you guys. So that's the only fee we ask. And if you didn't like it, you didn't laugh, you thought it was dumb, do not share, because it's probably a really bad episode. So I don't want anybody to listen to a bad episode. But Sean here that I have, Klongerbo from Duluth, Minnesota, his company Tree Savages. We were chatting. We're going to do a training talk. And something he said what he wants to talk about, I love. This is my specialty. This is what I like to do, is how to sell more tree work out there. So that's going to be the talk today that we're going to go over, is how to sell more tree work.
Yeah,
how to get paid.
Definitely don't share this one. You want to keep this one to yourself.
Okay, yeah, don't share this one, especially to your competitors that are following you out there. But we're going to learn about how to sell more tree work. So what's up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's
Yeah.
awesome to be here. This is my first TCIA, so brought the whole family.
All right. Welcome, man. First podcast, or you been on podcasts before?
I've been on the Treesus experience.
Okay.
So that was super fun. Got to spend some time in Salt Lake, but haven't been on the Two Tree Guys yet.
Good,
So
man.
thanks for having me.
And you listened to it, right?
Oh yeah, we've been listening intently. So.
Good. Do you have a favorite episode that you heard?
Well, I got a funny story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I was chatting with Eric for, I don't know, we were on the phone one morning.
Palacio?
Yep, and we were chatting it up, and went to listen to my podcast after we got off the phone, and Eric was the next one up on Two Tree Guys, and so I got to listen to Eric talk for about an hour about the same topic that we were talking on the phone about. So it was just kind of cool,
cool.
running into Eric on the podcast here, right after we were chatting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, good, man. Good. Well, let's dive into what's up? How do we do it?
How do you sell more tree work? I mean, that's the biggest question, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just about selling more tree work. It's about offering the best possible service. And, we really, there's a lot of, companies out there that are really pushing like high volume production and stuff like that. And, I just think that like safety and, a lot of different things start to lack when you're just pushing production all day long and you're just like driving that bottom dollar all day long, right? And it's like really the problem is because we're not building value with the customer, so we can't get those premium prices. And so we help Tree Guys, get more deals, get their deals in writing. We help them get transparent with their pricing. We help them lock in more deals in person so they can serve their customers to a higher possible standard.
So, okay. So back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your company. When you say we're helping Tree Guys get this,
Yeah.
you are helping. I mean, what's your company?
Yeah. So I run a company called Tree Savages. We started a few years back, and I got started in the tree industry doing wildfire mitigation. I had no idea what my overhead was. I was making good money, but I was working more than I ever worked, and I was just freestyling. I was living in the woods and working nonstop, really. But I had no idea. There's no business sense to it at all. And I've been an entrepreneur since I was 14, but I got into tree work, and it got me out in the woods. It got me away from a lot of life and different things. So being out in the woods was great, but eventually I just got burnt out. Yeah. And so started doing hazard tree removals, and made a couple $800 tip and dips, and I was like, okay, so there's value in this, and like if I just charged $800 an hour for this, they're going to say no. But I gave them a price on it and they accepted it and I finished the job and I left. And I'm like, okay, so there's something to this. So I started seeing the value in sales. I took a sales job one off season and learned
Selling what?
I was selling construction, so $40,000 bathroom remodels. And
Oh, wow.
I was working for a guy who I had to make some ethical, personal decisions. But what I learned, I took back into my local tree business, and I just flipped it over. So I had ethical concerns where I was at, and I just wanted to be as transparent as I could with my customers. So the terms and
because he wasn't, or the company wasn't.
I had my concerns.
Yeah,
and so I just wanted to establish a standard of transparency.
Yeah,
I didn't want there to be any fine print. Our terms and conditions on our contracts are, size 12, but that doesn't mean they're fine print. We will read them to you.
Yeah.
So that's really what it started with, is I wanted to be more transparent with my customers because I wanted to get premium prices for what I was doing. I didn't want to work like I was working before.
Yeah.
And I realized that unless you had a way of building that value with the customer and locking deals in person and managing the expectation, you can't get the premium prices, and you're going to be slaving and just busting balls to make ends meet every month. So
Okay. So your tree company, Tree Savages, but when you went in, you were talking about, we help with this and help you get more sales. Explain that part.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of really simple products. We got a Sell More Tree Work Handbook. We've got template contracts with all the industry standard terms and conditions. We got an app for pricing tree work we call the Margin Multiplier. So it helps you factor in your overhead and then divide by the length of your season so you can calculate accurate prices and you can be more transparent with your customer.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the big problems I saw when we first started doing Tree Savages was that guys were always asking, how do I bid this job, or what would you bid this job? And so, I kind of quickly realized is like, you can't standardize this. And you're getting this wide spectrum of numbers from 500 to 5,000 and everywhere in between. And there's no standard on the pricing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, there's got to be a better way to this. And I said, well, it's got to be math. It's got to be math. You got to cover your overhead. You want to make a predetermined profit margin because you're trying to grow your business.
Yeah.
And then we got to adjust for liability and volume because not every tree is created equally.
So you developed this for yourself mostly, and then gave it out?
We just saw that the tree industry needed this tool, and so we built this thing. It started as a spreadsheet. I've got a couple of humble guys. Shout out to Hunter Vanderkoy in Muskegon. He bought the spreadsheet when it was just a little baby, and he's killing it now. He just bought a 30-ton crane. So shout out to Hunter.
What's up, Hunter? Great job, man.
Yeah. So we just got a little chance to spend some time with him. On our way here, so super awesome. But he bought the calculator, and that kind of validified the fact that there's a demand for what we're offering. So we turned the spreadsheet into an app, and then we started pushing the app real hard. And we've just been helping Tree Savages everywhere get more clear on their pricing and what they're offering.
So Tree Savages, it's a tree company?
So I do tree work. I work in the field. It's called Redbeard Cutting and Clearing.
Okay.
Tree Savages is how we help other tree companies with their sales process.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking tree company the whole time, but you were helping people too. Tree Savages is simply a solution to help you be able to get more sales, and you're reaching out to different
and
tree
be more profitable.
Be more profitable.
That's right.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Because if I'm just helping you make more money, but you got to buy more equipment or you got to hire new guys, or you got to increase your workload. What am I really doing for you?
Yeah.
I want to help you make more money at the workload that you're at. So we do help guys increase their workload. There are guys that they don't have any work at the moment, and we can help you with that too. But our bread and butter is helping guys that have the phone ringing. They are busy, but they're excessively busy, and they're running around with their head cut off kind of feeling, and they're burnt out. And so we just restore a little bit of structure to their lives.
Got it. I'm on the same page now. So run through on how to sell more, having the calculator on there. What are all the different services you provide? How do you walk someone through from the start to the end of, bringing Tree Savages in, what things do you work? I mean, just everything. Give me the whole pitch on this.
Well, I'd like to say that it starts with getting all your deals in writing, but I think it goes back one step before that.
Yeah.
I think it's more about targeting your ideal customer and making sure that you're serving the person who you want to be serving.
Gotcha.
There are people out there who will just like push for, I want to be Amazon or I want to be Walmart and I want to get every little piece of work that there is out there. And, anybody that's been in the industry for, any period of time knows that there's plenty of tree work, and tree work's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Find your niche. Find your customer base you're going to go after.
That's right. So as much as I'd like to say get all your deals in writing is the first step, it's not. You got to identify who you're trying to serve and what exactly are you trying to serve them with.
Yeah.
And when you dial in that message and you figure out who you're trying to work for, then you can really start to, offer the best possible service for that ideal client.
Good.
So with that being said.
So you help them focus on, okay, where are we going? Who are we going after?
Sure.
What type of client?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, once we get to the appointment, we want to get all of our deals in writing. A lot of guys are still doing handshake deals, spitting in your hand, and that's how it goes, right? There's customers out there that, they go with that or whatever, but I just say it's our responsibility as the business to set the standard. So we're the business, we have to set the standard.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't set the standard, then the customer is going to walk all over us. They can do all sorts of things to get us to question ourselves about where we're at. And so we got to have a standard. We got to follow a standard.
And then they almost own you, and you get so far deep in the deal that you can't back out because you might not get paid.
That's right.
So you just bow down to anything they want you to do.
That's right. So first thing, we help you manage the expectation, right?
Good.
You want to offer the best possible service, but at the same time, you don't want to be held to something that you didn't commit to.
Yeah.
So getting your deals in writing, having solid terms and conditions.
And you provide the terms and conditions,
That's right.
help them, because where do I begin? Where do I get terms and conditions?
That's
what
right.
do I have to make sure that's in there?
That's right. Yep.
Good.
So we got all the industry standard terms and conditions.
Nice.
There's a couple goodies in there. I'm not going to disclose what's in there.
Who does anybody else doing this?
I will give a shout out to Mark Russell. Mark Russell's with Clarity Market. He's doing something similar for the emergency space.
I've been in the industry a long time and talked to a lot of people, and nothing's coming to mind. So this is cool, because this is a big part where I know how to do the work.
Yeah.
How do I sell it?
That's
how
right.
do I make sure I'm not getting screwed over?
That's right.
Making money. Am I making money instead of looking at the bank account and going, okay, we got money in there. I guess I'm doing good. Oh shit, we don't have money in there. I got to go out and get more work.
Yeah, so we got some really exciting things coming out with our newest version of the Margin Multiplier. It's brand new. It's still in development. So guys, get with us, check it out. But what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to see your job profitability on the back end of the job. You can pay your sales guy percentage of profit of commission. There's a whole ton of new features that are coming out that are going to help you manage your business and keep your business profitable.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Great. So what are some other things?
So getting your deals in writing, knowing your numbers, a liability adjustment is a big one. If we're better at our job and we're faster at mitigating liability, or we're faster at handling high volume jobs, it doesn't necessarily mean that the job's worth less. I would argue that it's actually worth more. So if, you don't have a crew of crackheads smoking crack behind your shed for 4 days, I just snap my finger and the tree's gone. I'm going to argue that flying that tree over the house with the crane is worth more than piecing it out by hand.
Yeah.
And, the time portion of it is irrelevant. So there's a liability and volume adjustment factor that has to happen in order to really get the true value out of the job.
Got it. That's good, man. That's good. Now, do you work with them on, somebody you talked about sales commission?
Yeah.
How much do I pay sales commission? What if the job didn't come in well? What if it came in really profitable?
Yeah.
Do you work anything on there to help them on their commission structure at all?
So a lot of the guys who we work with are usually owner operators, and the biggest problem that we're helping them through is deciding whether or not they want to go sales or they want to go operations. And that's going to be the biggest pill that you're going to have to swallow as an owner operator, is that you're going to have to surrender on one of those two things. And so
what kind of conversation happens there where you come to Jesus talk and figure out which route you want to go.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the guys kind of know. They know, but it's just a matter of we're just giving you the water to swallow. You already know which pill you're taking. We're just giving you the water
they love to do,
and
which
telling you to take
at.
the pill.
Yeah.
Take your pill, buddy.
Pick one. You're
Yep.
like, oh,
Yep.
shit. Someone finally pushed me to this point where I have to pick one.
That's right. And, we're good at having difficult discussions, and we make them easy, you know? So, we're going to ask you hard questions. And if you don't know answers to them, that's not a problem. But we're gonna make sure that we have answers for these problems moving forward.
You're good at having difficult conversations. That you say it again. That
we're good at having difficult conversations, and we make them easy.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good quote right there for you. So, what are some other pointers and tips to sell more tree work?
Well, I think this is something that we've been pushing really, really hard with our program. And, if you have any problems with this at all, we can help you overcome this issue. But I see a lot of the industry still doing free estimates, and they're giving away a lot of information. And so, I highly recommend taking down payments on work for the first reason, because it gives your...
Before the estimate?
So two key things here. One is, free estimates is one thing. A free estimate, I'm going to do a verbal estimate. You want it in writing, then we're going to take a paid assessment. We're going to take a fee for a paid assessment. So getting your deals in writing. Shout out to Nick Arreo with LA Tree Care. No more free estimates. Check out his tree stuff course.
Yeah.
No more
free
free estimates. Yep. Check that out. So shout out to Nick Arreo on no more free estimates.
I think I've seen that.
Yep. But my big thing is pushing for down payments, and I'd really love to see it become an industry standard where that's the thing. But
they're committed when they do that.
There's some downfalls to that. So, before you can be taking down payments, you got to be getting your deals in writing, because you're not going to have trust to take down payments. So everybody's got a story about that one guy who came in and took down payments and did low quality work or skipped town or whatever it is. So we don't take down payments because somebody else did bad business practice. And so we're trying to change that. We're trying to say, hey, look, you can take down payments. And when you do, it's going to incentivize the sales portion of your business. Your sales are now making revenue. You're incentivized to do sales instead of just getting stuck in the loop of selling the work and doing the work and getting paid. And you get stuck in that loop. You got to do all the work that you sell to generate revenue for your business. When you take down payments, that your sales department is generating revenue, and it's incentivized to be out doing what it does. So down payments, huge supporter of that. If you got issues taking down payments and you want to be taking down payments, we help you with that.
This stuff is, guys, this is gold. When you're starting off in a business and you know how to do the work, there's so many other aspects around you that you don't know how to do. So what do you tend to just to focus on what you're good at, and you stick with that, and the business starts growing, things start happening, but you start taking more and more weight, you start losing money, people start leaving, you're trying to hold everything onto yourself. So having tools like this with Tree Savages is vital. You've figured a lot of this stuff out that they don't have to figure out themselves.
That's right.
That you can give.
That's right.
There's HR tools, there's sales tools, there's so much of this. And this is something that in my years, I haven't heard anybody yet bring something like this to the table. So it's cool to see.
Cool, man. I appreciate that.
It is.
Yeah.
It's cool because I have my way of selling.
Yeah.
I have my calculations and my formulas and my commission structures and how I hire and the handoff and my process and procedures. But for someone like you to be able to put it out to help the little guy out to get going and put more money in his pocket, that's cool.
Yeah, and we're constantly creating new resources as we run into problems that our Tree Savages are having. Shout out to Chris Francis, who hooked us up with his career ladder. So now when you're hiring, you don't have to be giving people a job. You can be giving them a career.
Yeah.
So having a career ladder is a good resource. Like I said, we're constantly developing new resources. So we also do the coaching, and we've got a mastermind group. So we're here for you with the support, but we've also got the tools and the resources that you need to be implementing this stuff.
That's beautiful. So I feel like we could go on hours and hours and hours.
We could.
But hey, guys, there's so much more information that if you want to know more, how do they get a hold of you? Where do they go? What's the next steps for them?
Yeah, so check out our website, treesavages.com. Subscribe to us on social. We're on all your favorite social media platforms, Tree Savages. Grab our template contracts or grab a free trial of the margin multiplier. We'd love to get you inside a project warp speed and help.
Do they call you? Do they?
Yeah, you can set up a call on our website. We've got a calendar to book an appointment with us. We want to help you double your revenue in the next 90 days. So if you're doing between 10,000 and 50,000 in your tree business and you're ready to double your revenue without increasing your workload, we're here to help you with that.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, when they come online and you're going to give them a free estimate, or they got to pay for it?
When you guys come on and book an appointment with us, we'll spend some time with you at no cost.
Oh, there we go. I like it. Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
I want to know more. I'm actually going to get on there because I haven't heard of your company yet. And I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm going to get on there. I'm going to learn about it, and I may be in contact with you just to see where I can help out some.
Awesome.
and learn more on that.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
Guys, listen, you heard it. You heard it from Sean here with treesavages.com. Go check it out. Reach out to him. Man, if you guys got something from this, if you learned something, if you're excited, share the page, man. Help some other people out there that are looking for this. Hey, we're pitching it back to him. We're not off yet. All right, what do you got?
All right, we got some overtime status here. So
Yeah,
guys,
overtime. We came back.
Guys, stay tuned. We're working with some really incredible human beings in the industry with some partnerships, and so we're coming out with some new products to be able to serve companies that are doing over 100,000 per month. If you're really trying to take your operations and your sales to the next level, and you're doing over 100K per month, stay tuned. We've got some exciting things coming your way.
There you go. Now, continue to elevate the standard of the industry through safety training and innovation. Bye.